of the installation and configuration of the messagelabs Standalone Client Site Proxy, or CSP. The standalone CSP passes usernames and IP addresses from browsers on your network to the messagelabs Web Security Service infrastructure. This enables user-level granularity of reporting and control via ClientNet, messagelabs customer portal. The standalone CSP requires a Microsoft Active Directory environment and a Windows 2000 or 2003 server. For more detailed specifications, please refer to the administration guide. Note the CSP may be installed on Windows XP but will only support a maximum of 10 users. The first stage in the installation process is to download the software from ClientNet, access the URL shown and enter your username and your password. Now select the Configuration tab and then Web Security Services. The files are available for download from the Tools section. There are two versions of the CSP available. This demonstration deals with the standalone version. If you are using ISA Server 2004, please refer to the CSP ISA plugin demonstration. Once you have selected the appropriate download, select Save and choose the location where you want to save the file. Note, if you do not download the file directly to the server which it will be installed on, you will need to move it across before running the installation. Once the download has been completed, close the file transfer window and then minimize the browser. Now run the setup file. If you receive a security warning, select Run. The installation shield will open. Read and agree the end-user license agreement. Ensure that the software is installed for anyone who uses this computer. Click Install to begin copying files. Once the installation process has completed, click Finish to end and review the README file. This file contains the open source license agreement and instructions for installation. Instructions are also contained in the administration guide. Once you have reviewed the README file, minimize it. To check that the CSP has installed correctly, you will need to make sure that the service is running. Open the control panel, select Administrative Tools, and then select Services. The client site proxy should be listed as a started service. If it is not started, access its properties, start it, and set it to automatic. The next stage in the process is to configure the CSP to use the closest infrastructure to your current location. Access the C drive and the client site proxy folder. Finally open the etc. folder and the squid.conf file. In this file you will see a number of lines starting with the words cache peer and containing either EU, US or AP. To make the CSP use the nearest location, you need to comment out the generic cache peer line and remove the comment from the appropriate regional line. Note, if you are installing multiple client-site proxies in different locations around the world, you can set each one to point at its local infrastructure. Once you have made your changes, save the file. Each time that the configuration file is changed, you must also restart the CSP service. To do this, return to the Services in Administrative Tools in the Control panel. Highlight the client-site proxy and restart the service. Once the service has been restarted, the final step is to test the installation. Firstly, open a browser. Select the Tools menu and Internet Options. Select the Connections tab and LAN Settings. Check the User Proxy Server box and enter the IP address of the host which has the CSP installed on it. The client-site proxy listens on port 3128 by default. To test the installation, enter the test URL as shown. If the service has been installed correctly, you will see a screen as shown. In the Via line, you will see the words Client Site Proxy, which is the local installation, and two Netcache net proxies, which are the messagelabs infrastructure. You will also see the teacup and saucer X headers, which are the encrypted username and IP address. If you do not see the client site proxy or their X headers, check the proxy settings on the browser. Once you have completed the installation, you'll need to configure all of your users' browsers to use the CSP IP address. This can be achieved using a group policy or by changing the default gateway. And that concludes the standalone CSP overview.